Hey there, and welcome back to Walking the Spiral of Truth and Love. I'm Bill Gisclair-Sullivan, the founder and senior director at Meditate School of Mindfulness and Sound. This episode's title is The Body Keeps Score, because the fascia keeps score. This is episode 2 in my Fascia Series. Walking the Spiral of Truth and Love is a space that offers an invitation to slow down, to listen beneath the noise of the mind, and to meet life with presence, honesty, and compassion. The reflections I share in these lessons are rooted in the SVMT method of transformation, a heart-centered embodied approach to healing, where transformation doesn't come from force, but from awareness, safety, and the body's wisdom. In episode 1 that I shared with you last week, we stepped into fascia as the living web, the conscious network that connects everything within us. Today I'm going to share the way the body holds what the mind couldn't carry, and how healing begins when the body finally feels safe enough to soften and release what it's been clenching and holding. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath with me. Exhale and let your shoulders relax, and let's walk the spiral of truth together. There are places in the body that I've never forgotten. The moment that the breath caught in your chest. The day your voice went quiet. The season when life felt too heavy to carry in your hands, your fascia carried it for you. Those moments when we trembled, those moments when we shut down, those moments when we felt something that we couldn't process. The body holds the stories we couldn't speak, the tears we didn't yet know how to shed, the trembling the nervous system didn't feel safe enough to release. It holds this in the fascia, not as punishment, not as failure, but as protection. The body keeps score. The fascia holds the score, and it waits for the day that we feel safe enough to listen. It waits for the opportunity where we can embrace the tools of mindfulness and somatics and vibration. So we have the tools to release what we've held, for many of us, our whole lives. The line, "the body keeps score," has been said so often, and there is truth in that. But fascia helps us understand why that phrase lands so deeply. Fascia isn't only structure. It's not tissue that's meant to be wasted. It's a sensory and emotional landscape that connects us to the whole of our being. It's the web that tightens when we brace, that thickens when we endure, and that holds patterns when our system doesn't yet know how to let go. From a trauma-informed perspective, we recognize that trauma is not only the event that happened. Trauma is what the body has to do in response to what happened. The body's contraction, its bracing, its holding, its resistance, all those things. It's the protective intelligence of the nervous system doing what it was designed to do, to keep us safe in the way that it knew how. When we're overwhelmed, when we encounter something that exceeds our capacity, the body tightens to survive. The fascia moves the nervous system to move into fight or flight. That tightening becomes an imprint in the web, an unfinished story that's held in the tissue, in the fascia. And these imprints aren't mistakes, they are survival strategies. So in our work, in the lessons ahead, and in our studies in the Practitioner of Fascia Therapy certification course, we recognize that we do have the tools now to signal the body that it's time to let go. Because over time, the protection that's held in our body becomes a pattern. The body forgets the moment has passed. Fascia stays contracted long after the danger is gone. And over time, that tightness, that resistance, that holding begins to shape our posture, begins to shape our breath, begins to change the way we move, and we even hold a different identity. It starts to show up in different parts of our body as aches or pains. It becomes the body's echo of a story that never received its ending. This is why we can understand what happened and still feel stuck. This is why we can do all the work in the mind, but if we're not involving the body, we haven't ended the story. Because the mind can name the story. The mind can find resolution. We can even move into a space of forgiveness, but the body's still holding the shape of it. And this is the most important truth of all. Fascia doesn't unwind because we force it to or we demand it. It unwinds when the nervous system receives the message that it is safe now. The mind can't think fascia to open. The body can't be forced to soften. Healing happens when safety becomes real, through breath, through presence, through kindness, through forgiveness, through connection, and through vibration. This is why such somatic emotional healing and vibrational therapies work so well, because these are fascia healing tools. When grief is allowed to move, fascia starts to release and melt. When fear is met with compassion, fascia softens and let go. When anger is given honest expression, fascia loosens. When we begin to move the body and breathe into those spaces that are held so tight, the web begins to release what it no longer needs to protect. The body doesn't want to stay braced forever. It just needs a reason to trust the release, that now is the time, that I am ready. Sometimes on our healing journey, we get so frustrated with the places in us that won't let go. But the body isn't being stubborn, it's being loyal. It's being our protector. It's been protecting us the best way it knew how. And it hasn't learned the new lesson. So instead of asking, what's wrong with me? We try asking, what's been protecting me? That question alone often brings more softness than 100 attempts to force the web open. What's been protecting me? So I ask you for a moment to go with me on this somatic inquiry, to just pause for a moment, settle down and breathe. Place a hand on your chest or your tummy for a moment and feel that connection. Taking a slow breath in and a longer breath out. Scan your body for a moment. And as you scan your body, I invite you to think about, where is your body holding something today? Maybe there's a bit of bracing, a tension, discomfort, or pain. Bring awareness to that one place that your body has been holding, not to fix it and not to judge it, but to witness it. To witness it in the way that you wish someone would have witnessed you in that very first moment of tension. Place your hand there and feel the connection. Feel the warmth of your hand. Feel that awareness that comes from touch. And breathe. And as you think about that place, with your hand tenderly touching it, ask, what are you protecting me from? And breathe and listen. Not for a perfect answer, but for a response. The response is not going to show up in words. It'll show up as sensation. What are you holding me from? Breathe into it. Perhaps you feel a shift or a tone or a softening. Notice what's there and just listen for a moment. Listen through sensation. Listen through touch. Imagine right now you're listening to the oldest version of yourself. Maybe that child. Maybe that teenager who was hurt. Maybe that moment where you experienced such pain. Maybe that moment when somebody shut you down or told you weren't worthy. Don't force it, just notice it. And allow your attention to be tender. Allow your breath to be gentle. Let your hand be warm. And feel the vibration that comes from the palm of your hand into that space. And breathe. And feel. And just think, for this moment, it's okay. And then gently come back to your breath. Bring your hand back down to your side. Think about how it feels. And recognize this is how the body begins to trust. Small, little opportunities to connect, to start to undo the thread, to loosen the knot, to begin the process of letting go. Taking a nice deep breath, exhale nice and slow. If you close your eyes, open them now for just a moment. In the work we do in fascia therapies, we recognize we don't want to force it. We don't want to stay too long. Small pieces, small embraces, allow the resolution to come. And in the pause that comes after, we call that the echo. Almost a pause, almost a silence. And oftentimes that's where the most work happens. This is why sound and vibration can be so transformational. Because we know fascia doesn't speak in words. It speaks in sensation, in rhythm, and frequency. In our teachings, we often use weighted tuning forks for fascia therapy, like a low or a mid-ohm, a 68.05 hertz. When we place those tuning forks in areas of chronic holding, letting the vibration speak directly to the fascia's protective patterning, there's potential for release. When we use a Himalayan bowl on the body and we introduce slow, resonant waves that remind fascia that it can move again. When we use our voice in a sigh or in humming, it activates the vagus nerve that signals the system you're not alone. You are safe. I'm here with you. When we do these things with intention, it activates the potential for release. Vibration and the work we do don't erase the past. This isn't about forgetting the past. This is about changing the body's relationship to it. It helps rewrite the nervous system's response, offering a new ending to an old pattern, and maybe, just maybe, a conclusion to the story that the body's been holding. Sometimes that looks like a sigh. Sometimes it looks like tears, or a twitch, or a tremble, or a clearing of the throat. Sometimes it shows up as colors and shapes and shadows. Small releases that aren't problems to solve, but completions. Because every little bit of movement is the fascia releasing what's being held. It's the body finally doing what it couldn't do then. Because now, when we're holding space, it feels safe now. What we're doing here is working in a mindful way, bringing the fascia into the present moment. And in that moment, we can say, I am safe now. I have love now. I am worthy now. I am ready now. So let that sit for a moment. Take in a comfortable breath and again allow your mind to move through your body. I wonder if you could feel just that little bit of message. Perhaps release some tension somewhere. Maybe. If you want to go deeper, I invite you to come with me on this guided meditation. A meditation I call the web of safety. And if you're in a place to do it now, come along with me, or you can come back to this later. But once you've chosen to come with me, I invite you to come into a space where you can feel comfortable. A place where you can sit or lie down, whatever feels right to you. And once you're there, invite in a sense of comfort. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze or whatever is right for you. And then I invite you to come into a space where you allow your body to be supported by whatever's beneath you. Allow yourself to settle down into it. And then bring your awareness to your breath, not forcing it, not guiding it to be a certain way, just noticing. Notice that gentle rise and fall. And on the next breath, inhale slowly through the nose and exhale gently through your mouth. And do that a couple of times. Stay right there, noticing how your body moves. Recognize right there, with just the breath, your fascia is expanding and contracting. Now I invite you to scan your body and think about a place that feels most guarded. Maybe it's the chest or the tummy or the throat or the shoulders. Maybe it's a place of discomfort or pain, tightness or resistance. Anywhere that calls your attention. Breathe into that place and place your hand there. Feel the energy of your breath and imagine sending your breath to that place. Think about how the contact feels with your hand touching that space. Allow yourself to fall into the rhythm of your breath. As you breathe in, there's expansion, and as you breathe out, there's softening. Think about that flow and send that intention to that place. Expansion on the breath in, softening on the breath out. Stay with it for a moment. And then on the next exhale, I invite you to offer this place a quiet message. I'm here. And on the next one, I'm listening. And on the next exhale, you don't have to carry this alone. I am with you now. Allow your mind to come up with other phrases that might fit here. And breath by breath, imagine the fascia as a living web that expands and softens with your breath. Fascia is not rigid. It's not broken. It's just protective. Bring some gratitude into that breath, allowing yourself to connect to your faithful friend. Imagine with every exhale, one small thread softens. Not all at once. Imagine every little thread that moves through that place. The thread, the web, softens. Just one at a time. And as you breathe into that place, if emotions rise, allow them. If nothing rises, that's okay too. Keep breathing. Keep listening. Notice sensation. And then as you continue to breathe, silently let this phrase echo through you. It's safe enough for one small softening. It's safe enough for one honest breath. It's safe enough to let go of what I no longer need to hold. One small softening, one honest breath, letting go of what you no longer need to hold. And just rest here for a few slow breaths. Breathe. Connect and know. Imagine connecting to the vibration of love and kindness and send it to that place. And then I invite you to just let your body settle down. Allow your hand to settle back at your side or in your lap. As we begin to return, feel the room around you. Feel your breath flowing through you. Wiggle your toes, move your fingers. If you close them, open your eyes gently. Feel your body breathing. Allow yourself to come fully back into the space that you're in. Take in a comfortable breath in and hold it for just a moment. And if you feel called to, exhale with a little bit of a sigh. Think about how you feel. As you sit here in reflection, I wonder if you realize that the body's never been your enemy. It's been your guardian, your quiet, loyal protector, holding what you weren't ready to hold. It's time now to connect to it. It's time now to stop thinking about what's wrong with your body, but to offer it an opportunity to release, to heal, to let go. Because now you're here. Now you're listening. Now you're connecting to that loyal friend. Now you're learning the ancient language of your fascia. And healing begins the moment your body no longer has to carry the story alone. You're not leaving it behind. You're arriving now. So come back to this meditation as often as you'd like. It's a process. It's a practice. But as you practice, you start to lean into the truth that what you practice grows stronger. This is somatic transformational healing. So I thank you for walking this spiral with me today. May what we explored settle gently into your body, not as pressure, not as judgment, but as permission. This is the heart of the SVMT method of transformation, meeting your history with truth and meeting your healing with love. In the next episode, we'll explore the dance between fascia and the nervous system, how protection becomes pattern, and how flow returns. So I hope you join me then. Until then, if this message resonated with you, I invite you to give me a like or follow on whatever channel you're listening. And if you feel called to explore more of the teachings and the process of the SVMT method of transformation, I invite you to follow the link in the description. And as always, I'm Coach Bill Sullivan, and it's been my honor to share this journey with you. Remember, love is the way, truth is the path. And I look forward to sharing more with you next time.